You see it instantly when she walks into a room. There is something different about her. She does not announce her presence with loud laughter or flashy jewelry. She does not need to. Her mere existence commands attention in the most understated way possible. While other women try too hard to prove their worth, she simply exists. And that existence speaks volumes about her upbringing. What you are witnessing is not accidental elegance. It is the result of habits so deeply ingrained that they have become second nature. These are not Instagram poses or trending behaviors. These are the subtle signatures of a woman who was raised right. And here is what makes it fascinating. These habits are so quiet, so effortless, that most people cannot even identify what makes her so captivating. But I can. And today, I am going to share with you the 7 habits that separate a well-bred woman from everyone else in the room. By the end of this video, you will understand why some women seem to glide through life with an invisible crown, while others struggle to command the same respect despite trying much harder. If you want to learn etiquette and good manners in a light and fun way to have the education of a high-class woman, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video. Trust me, what I am about to reveal will change how you see refined behavior forever. And speaking of refined behavior, if you want to be an elegant and sophisticated traveler, I recommend the ebook, Be Elegant While Traveling, Global Etiquette. For the sophisticated traveler, the link is in the first pinned comment. It is a complete guide for women who refuse to compromise their class, even at 30,000 feet. Habit number 1, she never arrives empty-handed. According to modern etiquette experts, one of the most telling signs of proper upbringing is the instinct to contribute rather than simply consume. A well-bred woman understands something that most people have forgotten. Being invited somewhere is not an entitlement. It is a privilege. I learned this lesson the hard way when I was younger and more careless about such things. I once showed up to a dinner party with nothing but my appetite and charm. The hostess was gracious, naturally, but I noticed the slight pause when she opened the door. That pause taught me more about etiquette than any book ever could. Classic etiquette manuals emphasize that well-bred women were taught that showing up means offering something, not just showing up hungry. It does not need to be expensive or elaborate. Sometimes the most thoughtful gifts are the simplest ones. Picture this. Last month, a friend invited me for afternoon tea, while other guests arrived with store-bought flowers still bearing price tags. One woman brought a small jar of homemade lemon curd with a handwritten note explaining it was from lemons in her garden. Guess which gift the hostess is still talking about. But here is the sophisticated part. A truly well-bred woman also knows how to gauge appropriateness. She does not upstage the hostess or create unexpected obligations. There is a delicate balance between thoughtfulness and theatrical gesture, and she navigates it effortlessly. The habit reveals itself in its consistency. She never calculates whether the occasion deserves a gift, whether it is a casual dinner or a formal event. She arrives with something, even if it is just a single perfect bloom or a book she thought the hostess might enjoy. Habit number 2, she masters the art of selective commentary. This might be the most powerful habit of all, yet it is rarely discussed in modern etiquette guides. People of true refinement understand that not everything needs to be said out loud, especially when it concerns someone's appearance, weight, or personal choices. I witnessed this principle in action at a recent charity luncheon. A woman arrived visibly underdressed for the occasion. Clearly, she had misunderstood the dress code. While other guests exchanged meaningful glances and whispered comments, one woman simply smiled warmly and complimented the newcomer on her beautiful earrings. She made space instead of creating distance. Refined speech focuses on tactful subtractions and substitutions in one's words, rather than adding fancy vocabulary to appear sophisticated. A well-bred woman has learned that commenting on weight loss, asking if someone is tired, or remarking on portion sizes are all violations of personal boundaries disguised as conversation. But here is where it gets interesting. This habit extends beyond avoiding negative comments. She also knows how to give compliments that land with impact rather than empty flattery. Instead of, "You look nice," she might say, "That color makes your eyes absolutely luminous." The difference is specificity and genuine observation. The most sophisticated version of this habit is how she handles mistakes, both her own and others. When someone spills wine or forgets a name, she responds with grace that makes everyone more comfortable, not more embarrassed. She understands that social comfort is a shared responsibility. Habit number 3, she practices invisible consideration. Modern etiquette emphasizes that good manners are really about making people comfortable and ensuring smooth social interactions. A well-bred woman has developed an almost supernatural awareness of space, timing, and social dynamics. Watch her in a restaurant. She never calls the server over with finger snapping or loud voices. She makes eye contact and offers a gentle nod when ready to order. She speaks at a volume that does not require neighboring tables to pause their conversations. She handles her napkin placement, her posture, and her utensils with such natural ease that you barely notice the mechanics of proper dining. Professional etiquette experts note that elegant women develop habits of dedicating time to organizing their spaces and cleaning common areas after use. But her consideration extends far beyond dining etiquette. I recently observed this at a coffee shop. While other customers left their tables cluttered with napkins and crumbs, one woman quietly wiped down her area before leaving. She did not make a show of it. There were no dramatic gestures or pointed looks at others. She simply left the space better than she found it. Her consideration shows in how she handles technology too. Her phone never disrupts conversations. She does not take calls in elevators or checkout lines. She understands that constant connectivity should not come at the expense of present moment courtesy. This habit also reveals itself in her timing. She arrives when expected, neither awkwardly early nor fashionably late in ways that inconvenience others. She ends conversations gracefully, rather than letting them drag into uncomfortable territory. Habit number 4. She maintains emotional equilibrium. In 2024, elegance means demonstrating emotional intelligence and understanding how your actions affect others while making thoughtful decisions. Perhaps nothing distinguishes a well-bred woman more clearly than her ability to remain composed under pressure. This does not mean she lacks emotions or opinions. Rather, she has learned the sophisticated art of emotional regulation. When faced with rudeness, incompetence, or frustration, she responds with measured grace rather than reactive drama. I watched this principle in action during a delayed flight situation last winter. While other passengers argued with gate agents and demanded supervisors, one woman approached the desk calmly, acknowledged the difficulty of the situation, and asked what alternatives might be available. Not only did she get rebooked on an earlier flight, but the agent went out of her way to secure an upgrade. Modern etiquette guides emphasize that inclusive behavior and emotional regulation are essential skills for navigating diverse social situations. A well-bred woman understands that losing composure rarely improves outcomes and often creates additional problems. But here is the sophisticated element. She also knows when and how to express displeasure appropriately. She does not suppress all negative emotions. She channels them effectively. If a service is truly unacceptable, she addresses it with clear expectations rather than emotional outbursts. Her emotional equilibrium extends to how she handles gossip and social drama. She neither feeds conflicts nor pretends they do not exist. She navigates these situations with diplomatic skill that leaves all parties feeling heard rather than judged. Habit number 5. She practices refined restraint. According to Debret, good manners are about feeling at ease and putting others at ease in various social situations. A well-bred woman has mastered the delicate balance between engagement and restraint in all aspects of her behavior. This habit shows itself most clearly in how she handles personal information. While others overshare details about their relationships, finances, or health issues, she maintains elegant boundaries. She shares enough to be warm and relatable without becoming an open book to casual acquaintances. I notice this at social gatherings where conversation flows freely. While some guests dominate discussions with lengthy personal anecdotes, a well-bred woman contributes meaningfully but concisely. She asks thoughtful questions that draw others out rather than steering every topic back to her own experiences. Debret's etiquette guides emphasize the importance of self-awareness and presenting one's best self while maintaining appropriate boundaries. Her restraint extends to physical behavior as well. She does not examine her appearance constantly in public mirrors. She does not adjust her clothing or touch her hair excessively. Her grooming is completed privately, allowing her public presence to appear effortless. This habit also governs her relationship with material possessions. She appreciates quality but does not announce the cost or provenance of her belongings. If complimented on something she is wearing, she responds with gracious thanks rather than detailed shopping stories or false modesty about prices. The most sophisticated aspect of this restraint is how she handles compliments and criticism alike. She accepts praise without deflection or excessive humility, and she receives feedback without defensiveness or immediate justification. Habit number 6. She cultivates thoughtful presence. Elegance in 2024 involves understanding the nuances of both online and in-person behavior while practicing good digital etiquette. A well-bred woman has learned to be fully present in whatever situation she occupies, rather than dividing her attention between multiple demands. This habit is increasingly rare in our hyper-connected world. While others scroll through phones during conversations or respond to texts while supposedly listening, she gives her full attention to the people in front of her. Her eye contact is natural and sustained without being intense or uncomfortable. I experienced this difference dramatically at a recent networking event. While most attendees were clearly scanning the room for more important connections, one woman focused completely on our conversation. She asked follow-up questions, remembered details I had mentioned earlier, and made me feel like the most interesting person in the room. Naturally, she was the person everyone remembered most fondly. Modern etiquette experts emphasize that gratitude and genuine engagement create positive social atmospheres and enhance relationships. Her presence extends beyond just attention. She brings positive energy to interactions without being artificially cheerful or overwhelming. She also knows how to gracefully exit conversations when appropriate. Rather than gradually withdrawing attention or looking around for escape routes, she concludes interactions with warmth and clear closure. People leave encounters with her feeling appreciated rather than dismissed. This thoughtful presence carries into how she moves through physical spaces as well. She is aware of her impact on others, not blocking pathways, not speaking loudly in quiet environments, not taking up excessive space in shared areas. Habit number 7. She demonstrates consistent grace. The core tenets of refined behavior. Courtesy, consideration, and respect serve as a compass for navigating complex social situations. Perhaps the most telling habit of a well-bred woman is her consistency across all circumstances and with all types of people. She treats service staff with the same courtesy she shows to CEOs. Her manners do not fluctuate based on what someone can do for her or how impressed she wants them to be. This consistency reveals genuine character rather than performative politeness. I have observed this principle tested in various situations. I have seen women who are charming at dinner parties but dismissive to taxi drivers. I have watched others who are gracious to superiors but condescending to subordinates. A truly well-bred woman maintains the same standard of behavior regardless of her audience. Historical etiquette guides emphasized that a well-bred lady demonstrates scrupulous attention to the rights and feelings of those with whom she associates, whether they are rich or poor. This consistency extends to her behavior when she thinks, "No one important is watching." Her grace shows in how she handles inconveniences, delays, and disappointments. Rather than taking frustrations out on whoever happens to be available, she maintains composure and addresses problems constructively. She understands that difficult circumstances reveal character more clearly than comfortable ones. The most sophisticated element of this habit is how she handles her own mistakes and limitations. She apologizes when appropriate without over-explaining or making excuses. She acknowledges when she does not know something rather than pretending expertise she lacks. The deeper truth about well-bred behavior. Here is what makes these habits so powerful. They are not about following rules or impressing others. They are about developing genuine consideration for the people around you and creating positive social environments wherever you go. Modern etiquette emphasizes confidence, kindness, and respect for oneself and others as the foundation of refined behavior. A well-bred woman understands that true elegance comes from making others feel comfortable and valued, not from demonstrating superior knowledge of protocol. These 7 habits work together to create an overall impression of refinement that cannot be faked or quickly acquired. They require genuine internal development and consistent practice until they become automatic responses rather than conscious choices. The woman who possesses these habits does not need to announce her class or education. It speaks for itself through every interaction. She commands respect not through intimidation or display, but through the consistent demonstration of character and consideration. If you recognize these habits in yourself, congratulations. You understand what true refinement looks like. If you do not yet possess them all, do not despair. These behaviors can be developed with conscious effort and practice. The key is to focus on genuine consideration for others rather than simply memorizing rules of etiquette. Remember, elegance is not about perfection or superiority. It is about creating positive experiences for everyone around you while maintaining your own dignity and self-respect. It is about being the kind of person others feel grateful to have encountered. So tell me, which of these habits resonated most with you? Do you recognize them in women you admire? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If this video helped you understand the subtle art of refined behavior, please subscribe to High Class Manual and activate the notification bell so you never miss our content about etiquette and elegant living. And do not forget to leave a like. If you want to continue learning good manners in a light and fun way, comment below if you enjoyed this video. Elegance is in the details. And I have left several links to elegant products in the first pinned comment for those who appreciate quality and refinement in their daily lives. Until next time, remember, true class is not about what you have, but about who you are when no one is watching. Stay elegant, and I will see you in the next video.